praise to the Creator and Nobel's peace and love. So, I just want to run down some news stuff that's going on because there's so much going on. To do a video is gonna be more of a. It's just too much going on, y'all. So let's just get straight to it, okay? So we got Russia here. 150,000 Russian troops means a lot near Ukraine, and they have literally, this is the biggest army operation ever near the border of Ukraine. You know, Russia told the United States and the UK not to get involved, stay out of it, or else. Well, UK's not staying out of it. The UK, Britain, all those, the UN, all that stuff, they're not staying out of it. They're sending army planes over there to stay in the airspace of the Ukraine, all around their border, so if anybody comes near their border, it's going to try to bomb the smithereens out of it. If you think that Russian Putin is going to go out like that, then you're crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be worldwide. Going to another country is not going to do you no good. You're just wasting your money. Go to the wilderness. Period. That's what you need to do. The wilderness in the United States. You go to a foreign country, you still go to the wilderness. What's the point of going to a foreign country? It made no sense. You should have went to the wilderness. Everything's going to be happening in the same places. Everything's going to be happening in the same place all over the world. Everywhere. There'll be nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Period. The whole world is going to be met with a choice. And either you're going to choose to take the mark, or you're going to find the wilderness, because it isn't a necessity to go to wilderness now. It is no longer just an option. That's at the point you're getting. Yeah, and then the Creator is not going to destroy the land. I need to stop that. The heathen and Gentiles are going to destroy them with their nuclear bombs. And the Creator's going to allow them to kill each other. Like he said, you don't have to do anything to them. His way destroys themselves. They're going to destroy each other. We go once we get out the way. That's the judgment. The demons come, fallen angels, all stuff. That's more part of the judgment. But you need to be following the Creator even if you're in the wilderness. Because if you're not doing supposed to be even in the wilderness, the demons are coming to eat you in the wilderness, no matter where you at. And I keep telling y'all that. You must be serious about the Creator. Okay? And y'all didn't want y'all to stay focused. I'll get to that in a minute. I'll show a little video on staying focused because I'm being nice about this. Now you have another planet coming. Now they keep on saying these spaceships. They're seeing all these spaceships, elongated spaceships. These are ships of the Anunnaki, Nephilim giants all over the world in your sky right now. They keep on trying to say it's little green men. No, these are 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 300, 1000, 500 feet tall, evil ass white demons who want to eat you. And they're here to eat for revenge. The harvest is ripe. You are their lunch if you serve them. Okay? They keep on talking about the real moon. No, that's bullshit. The real moon's been hidden by a fake moon. And people are seeing the so-called real moon now, and they seeing greenery on it, like it has land and water and mountains, like the moon is not torn up. Yeah, the moon has trees. The moon has forests, has life. It's plentiful. The moon you've been seeing is the fake one. If you don't believe me, go look. Matter of fact, artificial moon hides the first moon, according to ancient people from way back. That fake moon been there for a long time. Those Anunnaki demons put that fake moon there, and they live in that fake moon because that fake moon is a spaceship. The real moon is a planet that has life, has grass, has trees, has everything you need to sustain life. You wonder why they say we're gonna take a trip to the moon? They ain't talking about that moon. They talking about the real moon that they don't want you to know about. You can look this stuff up. Something hit the moon and something is near the fake moon. An unknown force rocked the fake moon this morning. And people can see the real moon, since the fake moon got rocked and they seeing masses of land. That's right. You don't believe me? Go look up Scarman. Rosalind rocked the moon according to force, something big. Okay, you can look up artificial moon hides. The instant moon, according to instant people. Now, folks, our ancestors from way back was trying to warn us about this. The Anunnaki demons put that fake moon there. That's not the real moon. Boom, and they put a fake sun over there too. Yeah, it's not the real sun. Yo, everything's bullshit. This is a complete fake, retarded reality. Okay, we got all out conflictions on will be happening from what they're saying April 2021. 6 UK jets will flow through Ukraine and of course be on their borders and all around their sky space to make sure these are war jets that this is the UK and UN. These are war jets protecting them, saying that if Russia comes any closer, they're gonna blow a smithereens. Russia told them to back off. It's gonna get ugly. And by the way, we have a full slew of impactor comments coming by the payload, which means that the Creator. Now listen, some of y'all keep going with that fake doctrine. The Creator's gonna destroy America. That's not happening. That's bullshit. The Creator's gonna allow the heathen Gentile to destroy themselves. Now they may destroy some of this land that you call America. They'll do that. The Creator said, "Woe to those who what? Mess up His creation. Is the earth not His creation?" They're gonna pay for that. The Creator just simply wanted to wipe them off the face of the earth and hand it right back to us. And of course, let some Nephilim demons come and eat some people, which is not destroying the earth. However, the fallen demons, Nephilims, are the ones that want to destroy the earth. They want to destroy man, and they're using the children to do it. And the children are going to have nuclear warfare, and they're going to be the ones to mess up the earth, not the Creator. The devil and his minions are the ones to do it. They're going to pay for messing up some of this earth. The Creator's going to fix this earth. It's supposed to be. Yeah, it may be some fires set on the earth, most likely the whole entire earth, which is why you need to be in the wilderness, like I told you. And if he destroyed, now listen, the only way he's going to destroy America completely to where we can't come back to our land, he promised our ancestors that we were going to inherit this time, the promised land. Yeah, buddy, because America is the promised land too. He's not going to destroy Utah. He's not going to destroy none of our lands because we have to go back to that land. And the only way he would destroy that land is if he's going to destroy the whole world, which means that we have to go past Antarctica to get the fuck up out of here, as he destroys all Earth and make everything all new. And if he destroys Earth, he's going to destroy the whole entire galaxy, all of the whole solar system and everything. He'll start all fresh and new. He would not do it any other way. Says the Mayans from their Mayan calendar and other stuff they knew. And the Mayans were our people, since y'all most y'all ain't got a clue. The Mayans was us. Okay? We were the Mayans. Because most of y'all ain't got no clue of who y'all ancestors were. Y'all still ditzy, not realizing they showing you your own people. Come on, man. Did they not leave too? Or disappear? No, they got enslaved by the conquistadors. They saw them coming in. They were the one that said the prophecy that they're seeing coming in. The Creator told them about. Your ancestors were the Mayans. They saw the conquistadors come, and the conquistadors took their shit, and they were here in the Americas, the so-called black Indians. Come on, man. Y'all better wake up. Okay? And even they said, your ancestors said that every X amount of so many times, he destroys the earth. He destroys the whole earth, and he starts everything new. Destroys it, crushes it, crumbles it to dust, dirt, never existed. All the galaxies, everything, dust, dirt, never existed. And he starts all over. And if he's not going to do that, then he's only going to get rid of the people off our land and give us our land back. If any land gets destroyed, it's because the heathen Gentile destroyed the land. Stop putting on the Creator something that he's not doing. The Creator said it's going to happen. Didn't mean the Creator wanted to happen. And the Creator is not happy about it happening. That's why it said, woe to those who destroy his creation. It's in your Bible, and it's not a lie. It's cold hard facts. Y'all need to stop dealing with foreign nations from Africa and all those other places. We're not supposed to be going there. We're not from there. And the whole world is going to see everything happen on their own soil, where there's no running from it. There's no getting away from it unless you go to the wilderness, no matter where you at. That's your only hope. And focus on the Creator and be doing His laws, statutes, commandments to the full T. If you ain't, there'll be a beast come eat you, or send a freaking fallen angel come pick you off a ship, and they'll go put you in the ship and eat you and take you off as a slave, like the Anunnaki demons do, because those are alphas and omegas as well. And the alpha and omegas are Anunnaki demons who are white, who control local government, who take slaves every 3,000 something odd trillion years. Look it up. Y'all better start thinking. This is what I do. I do this. The Creator been having me do this for a long time. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So it's gonna get ugly. Y'all gonna see all types of bugs. The gentleman was talking about yesterday something about what's this big bug he's seeing on television. That big bug that they showing in these movies that got all these tentacles coming out and it stands tall and it got 2 eyeballs and it stands on 2 feet is the bugs that don't like us. It's the same bugs that they put on Star Troopers. So they paint them a different light. They were showing you these are bugs that hate you, that want to eat you and kill humanity. Okay? Made by your Nephilim demon giants. In fact, they are a form of Nephilim. Even your reptilians are a form of a Nephilim. They all came from the same snake. And they admit to it. Even your Greys admit to this. They are all devils. It's about time y'all accept the facts. So, without further ado though, I want to give you a stay focused message. There's got to be some positive in this. Forgive the way this guy is dressed. I really wasn't going to show I really kind of want to show the video. But because of the encouragement he's given, I'll show it. Women, men, you see muscles, no muscles. He should have his arms covered up. Like my arms is covered, you don't see none of my muscles. So that's what he's messing up. Brother, you may see the film and tell you you're erring your ways by showing your arms. You're not supposed to be doing that. Those should be fully covered. The women don't need to see that, sir. You're wrong for that. But I will say he has encouraging words, and he does tell truth. I'll give him that. He just need to follow the laws. Cover those arms, boy. Cover those arms. Let's get to it. Some encouraging words. I know I just brought you a whole lot of fucked up bad news, but it's the truth whether you like it or not. I don't care how you feel about it, because the Creator don't care how you feel about it. I had to tell you the blood would have fell on my hand, and there you go. If you want to go to another state, stop. Save your money, waste your time. Spend that money on land in the United States where it's going to be safe, and make sure that land is in the wilderness, and work with 30 to 40 people, because you need lots of men to survive wilderness, or you ain't surviving. It's common sense. You ain't got to be a genius to figure it out. If anybody's there 2 and 3 couple, 4 couple, guess what? They're going to die. They're not going to live. You need men to do the hard labor. You need wells. You need the sewage. You need the whole 9 yards. You need brick houses. Everything from natural resources. You need hunting. You need the whole 9 yards and then some. It's going to take all us men head together, 25 to 30 guys, 40 people, 50, 60, or maybe 80 if we can. It's going to take that much to get the job done. If you don't believe it, then you have not been doing your research. You have not been thoroughly studying how our ancestors did it, because they had to go all this together themselves or they wouldn't have survived. Too bad they weren't following the laws and the commandments. They all would have made it. Because one thing y'all don't know is our ancestors getting out of Egypt, who was put in the wilderness, they were not doing the laws, nor they were not doing the commandments. And y'all wonder why they were stuck there for so long. Some of y'all need to get a clue and start doing your research. Hold on.
Nobody's asking why he was out at 2:30 in the morning. It's just ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying that they wasn't wrong, but I mean, if you're not there at 2:30 in the morning, then those things aren't likely to happen. Because, see, one thing that you have to understand is that they want to create every excuse as to why this country's going to fall. Because it makes... What's going on YouTube? This is your Melanated Warrior, Edward Haynes, and this is another installment of Facts Over Feelings. Leave your feelings at the door so we can get to the facts. And we're going to get right into it. Obviously, you know, we got a lot of content, but, you know, one of the things that I wanted to say before I got into this is that, you know, one of the things that the Panthers were, but the big thing that they were exceptional at was heightening the hypocrisy of these Blancos, right? That was their main job. That was their main point of emphasis. And that's what I want you guys to be able to do too as well. So that way it helps you to remain focused, right? You don't, you know, get so wrapped up into thinking or even being distracted by all of the sideshows that they got going on, right? And I know that a lot of these things does make us, you know, it can make you infuriated. It can get you extremely emotional. all of the shootings and all of that different stuff, but we can't pay attention to those things. We just can't. Even when I was taking a look, because a lot of times, the emotion doesn't cause us to think with any clarity, and then, that's going to determine our reaction, right? And even with some of them, like the 13-year-old boy that got shot, nobody's asking why he was out at 2:30 in the morning. It's just ridiculous. Now, I'm not saying that they weren't wrong, but I mean, if you're not there at 2:30 in the morning, then those things aren't likely to happen. Because, see, one thing that you have to understand is that they want to create every excuse as to why this country's going to fall. Because the Matrix is over. And they want to, and it's going to be a new world that we already understand this. But see, the Blancos have bought into it hook, line, and sinker too. Oh, they're destroying the country to be the riots. No, even if we were all getting along, they've already, how many times over the past couple of years or so alone have they convened in Congress and had to raise the debt ceiling? You cannot continue to keep this country going off of a Ponzi scheme. It's just not going to be possible. You see what I'm saying? And then, you even have, I'm not going to say any names because, of course, like I said, people think that I'll be clout chasing. I'm not going to do that.
And it's not just a country. The whole world is on a Ponzi scheme, even the Chinese, and they're about to fall. Everything's going to collapse. There will not be any gold, silver, anything we worth will not be worth money. There's nothing going to be worth nothing. Only thing that's going to matter is you get into the wilderness, the Creator, you doing what the Creator says, law, statutes, and commandments, every single one, by the T, whether you like it or not, because your feelings don't matter when it comes to the Creator. What He wants matter. And the sooner you get that, the better off you'll be.
But even I still hear this individual saying, oh, well, yeah, Biden siding with China and all this different stuff. Everybody else, they can talk all that tough talk, just like Trump talked all that tough talk. But like they said, the so-called, Jay-Z said what? He was like, men and women lie, numbers don't. And what's the real numbers? The numbers is what? The numbers is that China owns most of America's debt.
Yep.
So you got to think critically for a second. If you borrow $10,000 for somebody to feed your family, would you go up to that person and talk all sorts of crap to them when you owe them money and say, for instance, especially if they have power to as well? It wouldn't be the wisest thing to do. That's why you see them catering to them as well as all the other points that we brought out. China owns most of America's debt. So you got people like, they come over here.
China owns most of America's debt, and they want the money and land. That's part of the reason why the war will start. And a lot of countries want their gold back. The Federal Reserve ain't got no gold, brother. So they're asked out. And they figured it out. And that's also why this beef started to happen. Don't you know when real beef usually happen, it's always over money? But they ain't going to tell you that. And resources.
They give them business loans. They ain't got no choice. They ain't got no choice but to let these motherfuckers come over here and do what the fuck they want to do. You owe money. Damn, man, catch up. That's why I say stay focused in the game. You're on the court. Don't pay attention to what everybody else is saying in the stands, what they got going on in the stands and shit like that. Stay focused to the end game. Now, I said all of that to say this, like, we're going to go back and, we've already substantiated that there's no such thing as a Blanco scientist, but we really want to put out a key, we're really going to highlight a key example as to why you can't trust anything that come out of their fucking mouth. And we're going to highlight the AIDS epidemic.
In China, it's all up in fucking Africa. And Africa letting Bill Gates get back in there with the bullshit again after they shut him down. Yep, and so is the other folks. And then no, it's Africa. The other country, actually, no. Bill Gates will be back in there soon, you can guarantee it. Because they killed the homeboy, the president that was down there. But yeah, as far as Africa, yeah, China's all up in Africa. Them Africans having a problem with China. There's going to be a war in Africa. Because the Chinese are going to try to take Africa. And you Africans, you're dumb as shit for getting involved with them. They are just as bad. Them and the white man, who the evil ones, are just one and the same. Never trust anyone but your own. Okay? Africans, Hamites, wake the fuck up. Y'all threw the Bible away. How the fuck y'all fall for the dumb shit that we fell for? Y'all sit up there believing that they gonna help you. But now y'all having problems and they're eating some of y'all people. What's that about? Y'all might want to wake up. Y'all about to have a civil war in that country on record numbers. And some of y'all want to go to Africa. What? Y'all can run into a big ass civil war and get killed along with them? Y'all stupid as shit.
Did it. And how they were able to get away with it. And see, this is the thing, like I want to say all the time, is that this is where these Blancos go wrong. They're so caught up into being emotional, they never took a look at us as an example. You know, and we are the greatest example that you can look at, you know, in order to understand exactly that they are the greatest threat. And they, you know, these Blancos in power, or those beings in power, understand that these other Blancos are the greatest threat. Why? Because they believe wholeheartedly in this institution that they set up. You see what I'm saying? So just before, like, you know, they didn't complain about the police, right? And then they used, you know, they used us as an instrument in order to bring more power, or give more power to the police, to militarize the police. We already know what the police was carrying around in the early 80s. Then with the crack epidemic and all that different stuff, now you can't distinguish between the police and the SWAT team or a military unit. You see what I'm saying? Dwight D. Eisenhower had already told these Blancos we were the military-industrial complex. We look at World War I, the sinking of the Lusitania. They entered the war under a false you know, pretext. And the same thing happened in World War II. You know, with the Japanese bombing Pearl Harbor, you know, that the United States was supplying Japan with oil. And then they restricted that. They said, we're cutting you off. And then they knew the time and the place that Japan was going to bomb. But then they still acted aloof, like they didn't know what was going on. They let their President John F. Kennedy get his fucking brains blown out. And they told him it was some magical bullet and one lone gunman. 9/11. Now think about, like we said, we're about to do two things. We already shown you two with 9/11. You know, we already know about 9/11, but we're also going to kill two birds with one stone. Because when 9/11 happened, and thousands of Americans were killed, you didn't see America go over to Iraq and Afghanistan and peacefully protest. No, they came over there and brought the smoke. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, see, this is one thing. So let's take a look at this. Now, one of the things that you have to understand is that there was, they said, a myth of this. You know, it was a Canadian flight attendant, you know, in the 1970s. He was a gay white man who ended up spreading, and they initially, remember what I said, they initially called it GRID, gay-related infectious disease. So remember, they the ones who called it that and changed it up, because they had to isolate a minority group to make it seem like, you know, because that's what you have to do when you present a new phenomenon to the masses of people in this matrix. Right? And so they said that he's the one who came out with it. But now they're going to use some activists in the LGBT community, TQ community, who came out and said, oh, that's a myth and all this different stuff. So I want you to take a look at his language, and of course we're going to be able to easily debunk him because, like we said, there's no such thing as a Blanco scientist. But notice how easy it is for him to garner credibility within his own community. Just like Bill Gates, not a scientist, but is making decisions that affects the entire so-called globe. Now let's get into it. 1976 Copyright Act, Section 107. This is purposes of education, scholarship, you know, news reporting, you know, and overall waking your ass up here at the FOF Squad. So we're gonna get into it. Hate these damn, you know. I know I gotta get these ad blockers going, but let's walk with me for a second. Let it do what it do right quick. I can't wait to promote some shit to you. Let's get into it. Let's start this from the beginning.
HIV entered the U.S., analyzing death.
Let's go.
It's a terrifying and mysterious disease.
AIDS activist and LGBT icon Larry Kramer has been at the forefront of the gay rights movement for over 50 years. He says that the recent news that one man did not trigger the HIV/AIDS epidemic in America comes as no surprise.
I don't know why he suddenly become a story again. We've known that patient zero as patient zero didn't exist from 2011. The first patient zero was in 1921 in the Congo, and it went on from there. By 1978, over 4% of San Francisco men.
No, I'm not even gonna, I can't even listen to this motherfucker no more. Now, look, he said that the patient zero came. Now, remember who patient zero is. That's the first motherfucker to have some shit, right? Now, think about this as we put all of the things together. Now, virus means, let's take a look at virus. Virus means like slimy fluid in Latin, or poisonous fluid. And in the medieval times, it meant venom from a serpent. Now, this is where, obviously you got the symbolism of the serpent in there, and, you know, for their medical industry. Now, the thing is that what you have to understand is the first virus that they isolated was from a plant, the tobacco plant. Okay? And, you know, the one who became a trailblazer in that field was a guy by the name of Dmitry Ivanovsky, right? But the thing is, what you have to understand too as well, now notice he said 1921. Remember, the electron microscope wasn't created until 1931. DNA wasn't created until, or substantiated until 1953. Okay? And then in 1970, we're going to highlight this guy by the name of David Baltimore because he's going to be extremely important to the segment. He didn't come up with the term reverse transcriptase until 1970. Now, reverse transcriptase is critical to viruses like HIV and even like hepatitis B. Because remember, viruses can't replicate themselves. Okay? So this is critical. So now, think about this. This is where I say, this is where it hits home. He said patient zero was established in 1921. Now, we already know how can, since they tell you, even we're going to use Dr. Robert Wilner as a source, that malnutrition was the source of AIDS. They know this in the medical literature for a very long time, that if the body doesn't have proper nutrition, it's going to break down, right? But the thing is, like I said, they didn't have none of this technology. So even if you now just, you're looking at it from the standpoint of they got the technology and they were going, took samples from, people from the early 20th century, that still wouldn't suffice, because then you're sitting up here and saying you can boil it down to the first person. So you telling me that you didn't know who was the first person to have it? Not gonna believe that. So you see what he's saying? They still wanted to.
What was that about?
So the next thing they're gonna say about the virus is that it started with black people. He's actually getting ready to say that. I actually said it, but you didn't see it because I paused it. And of course, as you know,
China.
it's like China's trying to blame black folks all around the world. They're going to blame all black people. I'm just using terms. They're going to label everybody an outlaw, all right, which means it's going to be a necessity for you to go to the wilderness to be with your people, to be the creators, as they get destroyed, because they're all going to be taken to you know what. So anyways, and you know what happens after that. Peace and love. All praise to the Most High. I just wanted to talk some common sense into people, since I'm hearing a lot of folks talking, not even a lot, just a couple talking, they want to go to another country. You're wasting your time. No matter where you at, you're going to deal with the same shit. Hit the wilderness, save your money. Common sense, because you can't do it unless you got 25 to 30 guys. I keep saying this because it is facts. Y'all need to wake up. You can't have a 5-man band in the wilderness that you're going to make it. You will die. I'll give you 3 days, you'll be dead. Y'all need to wake up.